Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Trigger. Last time we made it into Magus's castle, found some very unnerving doppelgangers, and fought a whole whack ton of undead. This time, we're going to confront Sir Slush himself. That's Slash, you slimy dolt. Still playing the comedian, eh, Glenn? Unfortunately, they haven't done anything to show that Glenn was at one point a comedian. But whatever. You'd be singing a different tune if You'd be singing a different tune if Cyrus hadn't been with you there last time. You'd have fit right in with those bony fellows you just busted up. We have Slash. Slash is an interesting boss fight. He also has a very interesting punched animation with a very gaping mouth. Ow. Now, early on in the fight, you really don't need to worry too much about a lot of things. You can actually make it by pretty easily by just using your normal attacks, and you should be fine. You could use some tech points as well, just to kind of see. Go for the triple raid there. Yeah, almost 1,000 damage. Very nice. Attack, attack, attack! All down. Ow. Kinda hurt. Well, counterattacks are working. Get some cure going on Chrono there, so he could use it. But yeah, early on in this fight, you really don't need to worry too much. Just keep your HP relatively high. Throw out a triple raid every once in a while, but don't use too much MP. There we go. Nice damage. And eventually, the battle will end. But the music hasn't. Let's get down to business. It's gonna do me a world of good. With no Cyrus to protect you, you're mine. You dare oppose me. Now, Slash round 2. This time is more important. Slash is a counterattacking boss. I can't remember off the top of my head whether he counters attack from a distance or whether he's close up. He does like to use his namesakes type of attack there. And if he does get too close, I think that's when he counters. I could be wrong. He might not do his counterattack thing until a little bit later. But yeah, he loves to use Slash, and we're going to need to make sure we heal up from that. And what can we do? Max Cyclone? We can't do that. Go for a normal attack there and have Robo do some healing. Now, there's not a huge amount to this fight. It's not an easy fight by this game's standards thus far. As you can see, he hits multiple characters a lot of the time. The Rage Band is a big help in this fight. But other than that, just kind of be aware of things. Using something like Triple Raid is really nice in this fight just because he can do his counterattacks. And if he does do his counterattacks, they hurt. Alright, let's do that. Do that. And I think I'll just wait. There we go. Nice. Yeah, because he moves around the battlefield a lot, his positioning really will kind of, like, how much damage he's going to be able to do is really dependent on his positioning. So just kind of be aware of where his positioning is. And we'll heal up Robo too. Get everybody up to full here. Ouch. At least we got the counterattack, got a little bit of damage that round. Triple Raid, I think, is pretty much our best bet for like the maximum damage output. which isn't always the case in this game. A lot of the time, the triple techs don't deal as much damage as doing individual techs will, especially later in the game. But early on, it's quite valuable to make use of our double and our triple techs quite a bit. Falling in the line of duty for Magus leaves me with few regrets. I like how they maintain the image of the sword from when it was up on the wall. Obtain the Slasher. The Slasher is a new weapon for Chrono. It's not much more powerful, but it offers him 2 additional speed, which is insanely good. Speed is the most valuable stat in the game, and having something that gives you that on a weapon, no less, just means that he's going to be your fastest character for quite some time. As you can see, yeah, we've already given 2 speed tabs to... We gave them to Robo, I think. But yeah, he only has 8 by default because he's got a speed belt on, which gives him 2. And Chrono almost doubles what he would have by default. And it's just nuts. In fact, if I gave him the speed belt, he would be maxed out on speed already. Anyway, now is a good time to make use of a shelter. Heal up. Save. And continue through Magus's castle. I always found this area both unnerving and difficult when I was younger. It took me a little while to figure out that, hey, whoa. Interesting. Now, it's not like that on this one. Let's throw Luca in for a little bit here. It's not like that here, but later on there's another gauntlet, kind of like this will be, where you'll be able to bypass the entirety of the gauntlet by just going up the right side. It's kind of sad. There we go. Easy enough. But yeah, subbing in your different party members is nice. Yeah, they keep the music playing, but yeah, basically what you'll need to do later is just continue going up the side, just like I was demonstrating there. Ow! That didn't feel nice. Can I target multiples with anything? Fire whirl? No. Napalm. Oh, by the way, protect ups your physical defense by 1/3, just like the barrier item that we got in the last episode did. You know what? Scrub it. Lightning 2. Yeah, the Grimalkin, I guess you would call them there. They're, we met gargoyles yet? I think we've met yeah, we met gargoyles already. They're just a palette swap with those guys. I don't think they do anything particularly interesting. As you keep going through this section here, the enemies you'll get different types of enemies to fight. And yeah, explain to me how this works. This is Cyclone. Why am I not hitting these other enemies? That doesn't make any sense. But if you remember, those guys are immune to magical attacks. Let's see, how about a Napalm? Napalm's the same way. Can't multi-target these guys for some reason. But yeah, when I went through this dungeon when I was a lot younger, I always had difficulty going through here, and I would grind kind of in here, or you know, like just a little bit, go fight a bunch of news just to make sure that I would be able to kind of survive through here. Usually I would pick up Frog, go learn magic, go fight a few news to catch him up on tech points, because he's of course way behind, and then kind of move on from there. But yeah, the music, obviously not this music, but the Strains of Insanity song, that just so unnerving to listen to that for prolonged periods of time. As you can see, Frog does not have the best magic stat here, so his Slurp Tech is not super valuable. Marley would be a better choice in here because she has access to ice water with Frog there, so that you could target everybody without having to use Chrono's Lightning 2 all the time. But yeah, using Lightning 2 is just a very beneficial way of knocking out a bunch of the enemies all at once. The Hero Medal on Frog is great, gives him much higher critical hit rate, gives him a much higher chance of actually taking out these guys in one shot. Destruction Zone. They've got an interesting sprite. I'm not sure why, but during that attack pose, I just kind of like the look of them before they just turn back into like a normal beast-like looking enemy. Hey, Ozzy. I grow tired of this. Slash, flee. Sorry, they can't help you now. You fly-eating, tongue-flicking. Ozzy's in a jam. Oh, thou canst run. A mist robe. A mist robe is a new piece of equipment that we will take a look here. 9 more defense, so that's quite nice. It doesn't protect against fire, but we're going to give that to Marley. I think that's a good use for her there. We don't want to give it to Luca because Luca, of course, has the Tab Invest, which gives 2 speed. We don't want to lose that. Now here, I never understood the paneling here when I was younger, but the way it works is, he's going to speed things up now, is you want to avoid getting hit by it. So basically when the guillotine or the blade is coming down toward you and you're moving up toward it, you take damage. As you can see, I took a little bit of damage there, not too much, just a little bit. One use of the slurp spell and I'm fine. What the? Impossible! And here we get a Doom Finger. I always remember that, where that treasure chest is. I remember half the treasure chest in the game, actually. But yeah, it's a little bit better than the stone arm that we had before, though I'm not exactly sure how a stone arm is better than a mirage hand or a hammer arm or a tin arm. But sure, why not? Well, probably stronger than the tin arm, to be quite honest. Now here, bats don't initiate battle. Only the green balls do, and only when you're moving. So if I wanted to, I could fight all of these guys at once. But again, it's very easy to skip them if you don't want to fight them. I specifically triggered this fight because I wanted to show off battling the Juggler. And we're going to go for Fire Whirl right here. Finish off those guys. Finish off those bats. And we're going to have Frog attack this guy. Now, the Juggler is different. So let's attack the Juggler with a normal attack here. 22 damage. Physical defense is on. When his physical defense is on, you want to target him with magic. The thing is, whether they have their physical defense on or their magical defense on at the start of the fight is somewhat random. Notice now, the magical defense is on. So now, if we use magic, it would do almost no damage. So we have to offset what we're using here in order to make the most use of damage that we can. So let's throw Napalm at you. Again, it's magical damage, not magic in general, so we can use Napalm to do a bunch of damage. And that's what they were trying to explain to us with the Juggler a few episodes back, or last episode, or I learned heal. Very nice. I appreciate that a lot. Let's bring Robo in here. Well, let's bring Marley in here. How close are we on? Oops. Nope, it's not that. How close are we to that one? Oh, we're a little ways off that. Do want to keep working on things here. The next thing you can learn is Leap Slash. Leap Slash is an interesting ability in that it will be his best skill for quite some time. And that's unfortunate because it's not really all that good. His Frog's benefit comes from his dual techs early on. He has some relatively nice dual techs, but his single techs aren't the greatest. Okay. I memorized most of this, but not all of it. Yeah, I didn't think I remembered all of it. You can make it all the way up there if you remember the exact path, but you don't want to because you want to be able to fall down here anyway and fight these guys. And there's a bunch of enemies here, and I have lightning too, so I'm just going to use that and nuke everything on the screen. It's not the most interesting use of it, but as long as I do that, the fights are over in seconds and I don't have to edit them out. And if I was to cut them out, I'd probably just do that anyway, because that's why I have the silver stud on Chrono. Now here we have a treasure chest, another treasure chest, a save point, a save point, another save point, more treasure chests, another save point, and a magic tab. Now, two of these, you used to be able to tell. There used to be a little bit of a look to some of them sometimes. That might have only been on the SNES emulator, where it would glitch out some of the sprites a little bit and they would look a little bit dimmer. They have no name on the menu there, and they have high defense. We're fighting save points. It's interesting. We don't have any reason to fight save points, but they move around real fast. I always just thought this room was the coolest thing in the world because, like, look at all that. Huge experience and tech points for fighting save points. When you do fight them, when you do find out which one is which, and they are randomly assigned each time you fall down, the two of them will be fights, and they will be opposed to each other. So if one's at the bottom, the other one will be at the top. So we will fight them as well. Getting a little more tech points for Marley here. And the other two save points, one of them will be an actual save point, and the other one will be a warp point back to the start of the area we just fell down from. Because there are no actual doors to get us out of here. And which one it is just a guess. So that's the actual save point. Do I need to do anything? I have shelters. I'm going to use it. Freely use your shelters. You get more than enough throughout the course of the game. Plus you can buy them. They're cheap. Touch this one, it warps you back. For the easiest way to get through here, hug this wall, go down, go straight across. The thing is, there's a number of these pits like the one that he opened there, so be very aware that like each time he does it, you're gonna fall down one and you're gonna get stuck in that. And I went a little bit too far, so oops. See, that one warped me right back, so it's random each time. So we want to do that. You can't fall down the holes now, even if you run into them. I think I want to go up this way, yeah. So yeah, you basically... What the? Impossible! Now you can't fall down the holes anymore, and you can't get back to that area. So make sure you actually do fall down one of the holes, and then after that, you'll basically just want to run here to the middle, go straight up, across in there around here, and hopefully you don't fall down too many times. I used to fall down all the time. I could show you all the holes if I went back, but nah, I don't think it really benefits us all that much. Here, you run into these guys, and they do trigger fights. Outlaws are these guys. And let's target the multiple counterattack technique. Hey, he's got Fire Whirl too. Not that it does a lot of damage, but so there's that. So you're in that form, so let's use Ice against you for now. Some of the encounters around here are a little awkward just because of how they're kind of set up. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have Chrono attack. Oh, he's going to attack again. And I was going to use Ice Water to finish off both of them after Chrono raised his physical defense, but I guess I don't have to do that. Alright, so you don't have to run into these guys. If you stand still, they'll roll right through you. You have to actually be activating, but these are the Roly Bombers. You attack them, and they blow up. And we get small experience and tech points and all that for them. Alright, just one enemy that time. I figure I'd cut that one out. Now, if you want, you can trigger the fights in a way so that it, well, sometimes it'll pull the other guy on screen, sometimes it won't. It's not always super kind to you. You don't have to. Like I said, you can stand still. If another one rolls down, I will demonstrate that too. But they're a quick, easy fight for a few tech points. And sometimes you just fight the outlaws and they don't have any jugglers to accompany them. If that's the case, you usually finish them off in less than a round and, you know, the battle ends. Got another level up. So yeah, if you stand still, you don't have to fight it. Which is nice. I like how they give you the ability to bypass them. The outlaws, unfortunately, I don't think you can bypass. Alright. Another gauntlet. Hey! We got somebody new, I think. We got Groupie! Seriously? You guys are called Groupies. Well, there's Heal. We'll demonstrate that animation here. So yeah, it's a basic healing tech. It's not really strong. Frog's magic stat is really, really low, and unfortunately, it is definitely lacking if you wanted to, you know, use him as a heal point. Using Chrono and Marley together will heal you a lot more if you're using Whirl. Even did much earlier in the game. Yes, it's a dual tech, so it probably should heal you more, but still, it's just, I don't know, his heal spell just isn't really as valuable as I wish it was. Finish these guys off with normal attacks for once. Hey, you've got a Cyclone type attack. Almost never see that animation. That's actually pretty cool. And finished off by a frog there. Hey, look at all those tech points. Alright, we used Marley a little bit here. Let's bring Robo back in. Hopefully we can learn Heal Beam during this gauntlet. Bringing up more monsters. Now, this time they've got jugglers. What I like to do in this situation when there's jugglers on the screen with a lot of other enemies is start with a multi-targeting attack. And sometimes they'll be weak to it, and sometimes they won't. So we'll use that there to finish off that one. And Chrono can counter kill or not. Figured that would have been enough damage. So he can do that. We'll use Bubble Snap on here for something different to do. I'm not sure what it is with the jugglers, but I think their like actual location is a lot lower than their sprite indicates. Nice critical hit. Robo is another one who gets a different animation from each of his new weapons. Frog will show a different sword for each of his new swords, so it's just, I think it mainly just changes the color. I don't think it does too much else. Hey, look, there's a lot of these guys. So again, let's start with Rocket Roll this time. see if that does enough damage to take these guys out. They might be strong against magic right off the hop here. Nope, they're not. Alright, so we'll X-Strike that one, and we will Robo-Tackle that one. Yeah, it's all about manipulating their abilities here. It's basically cycle back and forth between the two. Spin Cut. Not really all that powerful. You really want to focus on attacks that'll take it down in 1 or 2 hits as opposed to just using normal attacks, because every time you would use a normal attack, you would have to switch up to magic after that anyway. Oh, here we got more. Wait a minute. The music's dying. This takes the cake. Got another speed belt. Excellent. One of my favorite accessories in the entire game. It's going to give that to Luca as soon as we get it. Yeah, we're starting to get semi-decent in terms of who we've got there. Let's organize. Now, I think I got some more magic tabs here, so let's use those on Chrono. Now, as I think I've mentioned it, but you can use them on other characters if you want. Mainly, this is how I would have done it on like my second and third playthrough, knowing what I knew at that point about how the game ends up and which techs different characters learn and which techs I really liked. So I ended up, when I was young, stacking huge amounts of them on Chrono because I like his final tech. Oh, there's a treasure chest in my way. I can't walk up anymore. Here is another gauntlet. And if you want, you can skip this entire gauntlet by going up the side here. I'm not going to do that because I want to learn the next ability. But yeah, as you can see, you can bypass all of these battles if you don't want to fight them. But like I said, I want to learn Heal Beam, preferably before we finish off with this area. So I'm going to fight all of these guys. And I think that's pretty much all the time we'll have for today. So just fight a few more enemies and then we'll finish it off. Let's see. Slash. Oh, those guys are immune to lightning. Or immune to something anyway. Go for the bubble snap on them. Yeah, I'm sure where they're set as located is quite a bit different from where the sprite indicates. Alright, Cyclone sounds like a good option here. Unless that one's dead. Nope. I like how it's still useful. It's the first tech he gets, and then we're still using it. Same with Slash. Robo got a level up. Nice. As you can probably see, we've gained quite a few levels since we started in this area. When I was already up to level 24. I think he was level 21 when we went to show Robo to, or show Frog to Specchio. Here we got another new enemy here. We have Flunky. I don't think they're any more interesting. Holy crap, they're weak. Super weak to magic. Wow, that's cool. And where's that Cyclone? There we go. You finish off that guy. Chrono finish off these two. There we go. Come on, I've got to be so close to learning that. Revive. This one, even if you go all the way around the right side and then run up, you'll see the sparkle that indicates that this battle's supposed to start, but you'll be able to get down the up the stairwell before it triggers properly. Let's try Rocket Roll this time. And we'll show off Slurp Cut again. but you won't, like, won't trigger the fight. So these guys are, they absorb shadow damage. Interesting. Hey, nice. Hey, you guys got crossbows, or maybe you're shooting out, like, poison needles out of your mouths or something. I like the sound of Robo's critical hit. I also like it's just so satisfying when you get a critical hit in this game, because you get, like, the additional animation, and the screen gets a little flash, and... Come on, Robo, please! How far away are you from learning? 3! 3 more tech points! Hi. There's your second mist robe. And a magic scarf. Yeah, as you can see, that's what'll happen if you want to. Or, like, if you bypass all the battles, if you just keep running up, it starts to trigger, and then it doesn't. But anyway, that's pretty much all the time we have for today. Next time, I think we've backed Ozzy up against the wall. So next time, see if we can take him out. That's all for this one. I'll see you guys next time.